Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So we do have some very big updates. We are in the middle of the January transfer window and there is a lot going on. We're going to be talking about Eric Garcia potentially going to either Como or Girona. We're also going to be speaking about the latest regarding Marcus Rashford, a player that most likely will become a Barcelona player in a few weeks. Lastly, we're going to end it with Musiala, a player that has never really been linked to FC Barcelona up until today. So all of this is going to be talked about for today's video. I hope you guys do enjoy this, and so let's get straight to it. It says here, according to multiple sources and ever reliable Fabrizio Romano, Girona and Como are both in the race to sign Eric Garcia from Barcelona, as Araujo is staying and signing a new contract. Como have offered 7 million euros for Eric Garcia, with Fabregas pushing, while Girona hope to convince the player after last season's loan. Other reports are starting to confirm that Como have offered slightly higher than 7 million euros and at the very most 10 million euros for Eric Garcia. Now, for Eric Garcia, it is quite clear that he does not really have a place at FC Barcelona right now, and it's going to get even worse for the next season, because right now Barcelona do have Araujo, Garcia, Inigo Martinez, who's injured but will come back very soon, Jules Koundé, who can also play on the center back position, and then you have Christensen coming back, and then Jonathan Tah getting signed later in the summer. There is no room for Eric Garcia whatsoever. There is a reason why Eric Garcia was being placed as a CDM. That is because there's no chance for him to be playing as a center back, and even in the CDM position, you have Gavi, you have Pedro, you have Casado, you have Marc Bernal, who will be coming back very soon. Eric Garcia, since 2020, has slowly lost his place, and that is why Eric Garcia is looking for a move out right now in the January transfer window. To be very honest, it seems more ideal for Eric Garcia to go to Girona, mainly because he has already been there. He spent last season at Girona and he did very well. He knows the players, he knows the coaches. He said that he loved Girona and the city, but Como are coming in very strong and they want to offer Barcelona a good amount of money. Hopefully Girona come in and try to outbid Como so we can get the most out of this operation and maybe reach 12 to 13 million euros, but we'll see. In the end, letting go of Eric Garcia right now is for sure going to help Barcelona for any future transfers that they want to do in this market right now. Marcus Rashford is one of the players that Barcelona are eyeing, which is going to be the next player that we will be talking about. It says here, according to Sport, that Barcelona have agreed on personal terms with Marcus Rashford. He will join on loan until summer 2025. Barcelona will pay 9 million gross of his salary, and this amount could be reduced if United do agree. The player needs to leave first for the move. So if you guys are wondering, what does that mean, right? What does it mean for the amount could be reduced by United if they agree? That is basically Barcelona and United sharing the salary pay for Marcus Rashford. So through these 5 to 6 months of Marcus Rashford joining Barcelona, Barcelona will be paying 4.5 million euros gross, and Manchester United would also be paying 4.5 in total, accumulating to 9 million euros. That is usually how loan deals do get done. They share the salary payments. Tony Juan Martí has also claimed that Eric Garcia's possible departure will help in fair play to bring in Rashford, which is why Barcelona is open to parting ways with him. So hence the reason why we even started this conversation, right? Eric Garcia needs to leave in order for us to introduce Marcus Rashford to this team. If you guys are also wondering what happened with Ansu Fati, could Ansu Fati maybe help us achieve this signing? Fabrizio Romano claimed that Ansu Fati still has this big desire to succeed at Barcelona and he does not want to go anywhere. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't think that Ansu Fati should stay at Barcelona because based off what he has been given and all of these minutes that we have seen him in, he has not been good enough. And I know that in the past 4 matches he has not played, which is why we can't really say okay, Ansu Fati is good or he's bad. But still, in the minutes that he has played in, which was last year, he did not seem so explosive. He did not seem the most confident. He missed multiple times, and I think that now it is officially for us to part ways. I do appreciate Ansu Fati for having the courage to say that he wants to succeed at Barcelona, but I just don't know. I don't want to be that guy that says, okay, Ansu Fati is finished, but then in about 4 to 5 months we see Ansu Fati scoring goals and providing assists and helping his players, creating a lot of chances, and then I'm gonna look like an idiot. But honestly, there are so many other great options out there in the world of football. I just don't see how Barcelona can go wrong with letting go of Ansu Fati. I do think that if Barcelona bring in Marcus Rashford, it's an upgrade, a clear upgrade to Ansu Fati, and will for sure be able to bring the competition to Rafinha on the left wing position. And also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if Marcus Rashford does come in, the one player that is going to be taken out is Tony Fernandes, one of our youngsters in La Masia. I don't know how he's going to feel about that, because clearly the only reason why Tony Fernandes is in the squad list right now is because Ansu Fati is not being called up and Tony Fernandes is in the pecking order. So if you bring in Rashford, that is for sure going to take out Tony Fernandes. Joan Laporta and Deco met with Jorge Mendes earlier today in Barcelona and they discussed multiple topics. They have talked about Lamine Yamal's renewal. They talked about some other players maybe coming to Barcelona, maybe Leao, maybe some other clientele that Jorge Mendes does have. Another one was Ansu Fati's continuity. We have yet to know exactly what Barcelona want to do. Clearly, like I've said over and over again, Hansi Flick has showed that he does not count on the player. He's not in the squad list for a reason. And I do think Jorge Mendes has to take that step up and say, hey, look, Ansu, I know that I have always backed you to do well at Barcelona, but look, like if you want your career to be revived, I think that this is going to be the best option for you. And hopefully Ansu Fati does listen, because it'll be good for all parties. Barcelona will be having more income, Ansu Fati will be going out to go play more minutes, and Jorge Mendes is going to be getting the move that he does want. So now lastly, let's talk about the big news of today. And it says here, according to Sport, that Musiala is on Barcelona's agenda for next summer. Hansi Flick dreams of having him in his squad next season. For the player's part, Musiala has a special sympathy for Barcelona. Barcelona is aware that it will be difficult, but they will try. And he is also Hansi Flick's dream signing. Barcelona can afford to sign Musiala this summer, but the only way to register him is for Frank de Jong to leave. Barcelona's technical staff like Musiala a lot. He would bring the 1v1 dribbling, which the squad does lack, and see him as an interior or a left winger. And so yes, of course, Barcelona do have the funds to spend for Musiala, because he does have 1 year left in his contract, which runs up until summer 2026. So in the summer of 2025, he is going to be at his cheapest as long as he does not renew with Bayern. The problem is, can Musiala be registered at Barcelona? That is going to be the ultimate problem, because we know that we have limitations, we have restrictions. Javier Tebas does Barcelona no favors. But when it comes to Real Madrid,
they say yes, Mbappe can join for 31 million euros a season. Alaba can join for 22 million euros a season. Vinicius can join for 20 million euros a season. Bellingham can join for 20 million euros a season. Valverde can join for 16 million euros a season. Cordao can join for 15 million euros a season. Rudiger can join for 14 million euros a season. You name it. Whatever players you guys bring in with the massive salaries, no problem. We'll make sure that they get fit into the wage bill. With Madrid, there's no problem, right? To Javier Tebas, he's like, I'll do all the favors. I'll make it possible. But with Barcelona, you bring in $1 into the wage bill, they're like, oh my god, no, I'm offended. I'm so like, why would you do this? Why would you bring $1? That's over the wage cap. I'm sorry, you guys cannot bring that player. Done.
So that is going to be the biggest problem. Barcelona's wage bill. Could Musiala fit within our wage bill? We'll see. Obviously, we have Frank de Jong to sell, who takes up a lot of money, around 18 to 19 million euros a season. Lewandowski also earns 33 million euros a season gross. That's also another high earner. Same thing with Ansu Fati. He earns past 10 million euros gross a season. For sure, Barcelona can make some moves, because some of these players who earn a lot should not even be in the squad in the first place. So from a sporting standpoint, it makes total sense bringing Musiala. Financially, currently it does not make sense, because there's no way Musiala can fit right now in this wage bill that we have. Moves will need to be made in the summer of 2025. Musiala is also a big fan of Barcelona. He said this back in 2022. Barcelona was my favorite team when I was a child. I had a Messi jersey. The midfield with Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets fascinated me. I could watch their games over and over again. On the back of my shirts as a kid, the name was always Messi. I also had one with Neymar, but Messi was my main hero and my favorite player. So you can see that Musiala does like FC Barcelona. And if you go look at the negotiations between Musiala and the agent and Bayern Munich, you can just tell that he's not going to be at Bayern for a very long time. He's not going to be like a Mueller type of situation where he's going to be there for 15 years. Musiala eventually is going to want to leave, and there are early signs indicating that Musiala might leave this summer because a contract renewal has yet to be agreed upon. Musiala's release clause for the summer of 2025 is set to be at 175 million euros. This clause, though, will activate if his contract extension has only 2 years remaining. So for example, if Musiala renews for another season with Bayern, his release clause for the summer of 2025 is going to be at 175. If he does not renew, his release clause is going to drop to 100 million euros if only 1 year is left on his contract, which is the situation right now. So it is a big investment, but Barcelona has to be aggressive. Like Joan Laporta himself is going to have to be aggressive if they truly want to have somebody like him in this squad. And for me, in my opinion, this is my dream signing. This is what I do want over anybody else. Over Haaland, over Djokovic, over Isaac, over any other player that you can think of in the world of football, I want Musiala. And I say that because Musiala is a dynamic player, a player who is going to be generational right next to Lamine Yamal, a player who is versatile, can play on the left wing position, bring competition to Rafinha. He can also play as a false nine and take on Lewandowski's position, very similar to what Dani Olmo was bringing to us today. Musiala can also play as a number 10 and play behind the striker and play with Casado and Pedri. I would say Musiala is an upgrade to Dani Olmo and a player who has a higher ceiling than Olmo. It would be great to have both of them because, I mean, like, look at what's going on right now. Is Dani Olmo available for us? No. He's injury prone. Does that mean that Dani Olmo is not a necessity, that we got to sell him? No. Dani Olmo is going to be here for the long run. But I believe that having an extra player like Musiala who can also bring competition to Rafinha on the left wing, who is a dribbling monster, an extra weapon, a different profile on the left wing, that is a necessity. We need that. And the fact that Musiala has already trained under Hansi Flick twice, right? Not once, but twice. At Bayern and at Germany, Hansi Flick is going to be the biggest factor for Musiala to decide whether he wants to join Barcelona or not. But all the pieces are there. I would go all in for Musiala. Get Ta in for free and Musiala next. You make sure that you let go of Frankie, you let go of Ansu Fati, you continue to reduce the wage bill, and then hopefully in the end, we find an operation and a plan to bring in Musiala. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.